Hello everyone and welcome to the next tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at how to make operating structures, like as in loading roll pieces of rolling stock. I've gotten several requests on how to do it. I'm going to do it and for this tutorial probably a simpler way than I have it on the A&G game, but it still will work. So we're just going to work with the flat cars that we made in the rolling stock episode. The one thing to keep in mind for the load, all you need to do for the load is have whatever your load is be unioned. If you can't make it all one union, then make it as few unions as possible, or a few parts. It's more few parts as possible is more of what you're looking for. So for this tutorial, basically all we're gonna do is to create a part. All we're gonna do is just anchor it, and we can call it detector or something like that, or maybe even trigger, whatever you want. You don't even have to call it anything, but you should call it something relevant. And then we're just going to place it over the rails here. Oh yeah, we probably should make sure it's anchored and can collide is disabled. We're gonna go like, just make it a nice shape enough so that no matter where the train hits it, it's gonna trigger it, but make sure it's only on the tracks you want. And so basically, wherever you want the loading to be, you're gonna put this at the building. So if you want this for coal cars, you literally just put this block underneath the coal chute, and it will work. So then what we're gonna do, I'm going to make it smooth plastic. It doesn't matter what material, or transparency, because the transparency would be changed a little bit later. I'm going to change it to about 0.7. I'm going to make it red. Actually, no, I'm going to change it to 0.5. It doesn't really matter. I just like doing this so that I can easily see where my sensors are. And if I'm working in an area with a whole bunch of different sensors for different things, I'll change the colors, but they'll all still be bright colors so I can see what they are and where they are. And so what I'm going to do is going to go hit this plus over here, and I'm just going to type in the beginning of script, and we can just click on script here. And then in here, we can get rid of everything in here. What we're going to want to do is the first thing we're going to type in is script.parent.transparency is equal to 1. So this is what this is going to do, is basically make it so that the script's parent block, the detector, become invisible when the game runs, so that you can't actually see it in game, but you can see it in the editor. So that's nice. And then what we're going to do, we're going to type in, oh, by the way, when I'm typing something, you can see this little drop down if you hit enter, or you can use it, well, you can use the arrow keys to select something, and then you can enter. Oh shoot, that was the wrong button. Oops. Function, and then you can hit enter, and it will autofill it, I guess you can call it. Then you can call this whatever. I'm just going to call it touched, I guess. Then the two open and close parentheses. And then in here, we're going to want to type in hit. And then at the end of the parentheses, we can hit enter, and it'll automatically fill an end. You don't have to hit enter. You can always just type end yourself, but it's just easier for Roblox to do it for you. And then below the function, we're going to type in script.parent.touched. Oops. Touched. Okay. And then connect. And then inside the parentheses, we're going to type in touched. So what this is going to do, it's going to take the detector part and call it touch. And when it's touched by something, by any part in the game, any person or whatever, it's going to run whatever is in between this function and the end. So anything in here is going to run when this part is touched. So, and to make it so that it doesn't go bugging out when someone walks over it or anything, we're going to type in if hit.name is equal to, double equals, you need both equal signs, is equal to quotations, and then we're going to type in it then, and then you're going to take whatever the name of the model of the car that you're using. Actually, no, you're not. Oops, sorry. We're going to go hit.parent.name. You can do it just hit.name, but Actually, no, it doesn't really work that way. I mean, you can get it to work, but it's just easier to do this way. We're gonna copy the name of the car, so I like to copy it just so it's exact and I know I'm not messing it up. And we're gonna put it inside, so it should be green. So it's basically saying if the block that hit whatever part or whatever hit this sensor, if the model that part's in is the name of that model is flat car wood, and then it'll run whatever's between the then and the end. So anything in here will be run. So then what we're going to do to change the load, so this one's going to be an unloader. So I probably could rename this detector actually. I'm going to name this wood unload. We're going to make it unload. So what we're going to do is then we're going to look in here. So you're going to look in your model and find what part you want to make, what your load parts are. So for this particular car, we're only going to use one part, but basically what you're going to do is just do the same thing, but for other parts. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into here and hit parent.wood. So this is going from the part that hit it to its model, so we know it's the flat car wood. So let's say a glider hit the detector, so the hit would be the glider part. So then it's going to its parent, which we know is flat car wood because we went through the if statement, and then it's going to go down to its child named wood, and then we're going to change its transparency. And now the autofill will show up because just because that's how it works with the hits and all that, which is kind of annoying, but that's just how it's going to be. But luckily you have the transparency to look at from up here. And then we can equals 1. So this will make it invisible. So this is an unloader. This will make it invisible. So literally that's all the load stuff in the ANG, how it works. It literally just makes the loads invisible and then visible. It's literally all it does. That's why I kind of laugh when people ask, like, how do you make that? And it's like, literally, I'm like, it's so simple. But, yeah, but I guess, yeah, if you don't know how to script, then it's really complicated. You might think it's extremely complicated. So this will make it unload. So that's what 1 will make it unload, because it makes it invisible. And then we'll go ahead and make another one. And remember, you can come in, remember this game is uncopied lock, so you can at any time come and take a copy of this. I'm going to make this green because that loads. That loads it. So we're going to go into the script of the load, and we're going to change it to 0. So that should unload it. Load and unload it. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to disable the whole making the sensors invisible by using the double dash, what makes it a comment, so it won't be run by the game. So, oops, probably should have hit play here, so we don't have to walk forever. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just grab the engine, and I have the output open. There shouldn't be any errors. We can go ahead, and when the wood car hits the red sensor, it should go invisible. Yep, now it's unloaded, and then for the green block, it should reload. And there you are, unloading and reloading. So now you can load and unload your cars. As you probably can see, it was pretty simple. That's it for this episode. If you have any requests, please put them in the comments below. I love to see the comments, and you guys actually have some pretty good ideas that I would never think of.